get ready to roll here. Get this to the vent so the heat will start blowing towards the back. Actually turn it over a little bit so that way it's kind of going that way a little bit so I don't get too hot up here. I got the fan going to suck it back there more. Yep. Alright. I almost feel like, because I got this blue shirt on, I almost feel like I should put on these glasses. What does that look like? Pretty good? Am I styling? But I really don't need sunglasses on because it's kind of ruling me out anyway. But, so I don't need them right now. Kind of neat. I gotta. Hey, when I don't stay up there. Let me go this way. Oh, I know. I have to slide it forward like that. Maybe that'll hold it a little better. Maybe it's one of them little visor clip deals I had. Broke one of them. And I got 2 extra pair of glasses just like this over there. They're actually safety glasses, but I was working at the foundry. They're safety glasses, so they qualified for the foundry. And they also worked as sunglasses, so I liked them. And then I broke the one pair I had or something like that. Can't remember how it broke or whatever, but then I walked into one store and I hadn't seen them nowhere. Looked all over it, trying to find them because I got them at a Walmart. Then I walked into some Walmart in a town I hadn't been in yet. And right when I walked in the door, there was a sunglass rack, and normally they're over in a different spot by the jewelry or something. It was right when I walked in the door, and there was 3 pair left on them. So I bought all 3 pair at the time. So that way if I break one set, I got 2 more backup now. Of course, when I had the one set, it broke and I didn't have one. Now I got 3 of them because I bought all 3 of those, and the first one hasn't broke or got lost yet, so that's a good thing. Plus, I got an extra set of ran into somebody that really needed some sunglasses or safety glasses or something. You know? Kind of weird. Some of the stuff that some things just something told me to buy them, and they ended up having a purpose. You know, I've seen these. They were like furry pets, or that, and they lit up green. They had little tablet batteries in them, and it was a clear plastic collar, and you could pull the one end out to cut it to whatever size to fit whatever. If you had a little dog or a bigger dog or whatever, and then you could click that thing to turn it on. It'd glow just solid green, or you could click it again and it'd flash, and then click again and it would shut off. Well, they're on clearance at a gas station. They normally sold for like $12. And they were down to like $4 a piece or something like that. And I was right in the beginning when I was done at the foundry, so I still had money on me and everything. And I was still trying to budget money and not spend on frivolous stuff or whatever, but something told me to get all 4 of those that were there on clearance. Well, I ended up, I was able to give them to my cousin and my wife, who have pets, but they also get into smoking competitions and stuff. And their theme that they were going with or whatever has green and stuff to deal with, like, I don't know if it's to deal with Frankenstein or whatever, but the green worked perfect, and they were so excited to see it, man. And when I first went to give them one, it was because I thought of their dog, and then they talked about their when they go to the smoking competitions deal and how it went well with it. So I got another one. I said, I got 4 of them. Well, I ended up giving them all 4. So I think it really worked out well for them. I think they were super excited about it. And I didn't know my use for those when I bought them, but I just knew something told me to get them. And it ended up working out perfect with what they had going on and the color and everything. You know, it just turned out really cool. So it was like different things like that seemed to happen. How I got on that. But I'm really glad I went to church today. You know, it was just God reconfirming what I already know in a way, to trust Him. But I've been so stressed out, and I'm still a little stressed out, but I feel so much better after church. You know? It just felt like it was God saying that not to worry. You know, really, really feeling pretty beat up and stressed. I still am, I guess. It's all gonna work out. I know it is. Just hope it doesn't get too much awful worse before the good stuff starts to happen. No matter what, I ain't mad at God. I might debate with him a little bit. Like, you could do this a little quicker. But, no, he's got a reason for it all, and it's all going to work out. And I will know it as it happens, or whatever, and then I'll understand it more. That's how it happens a lot. You know, you think you got the answers, or you think you know what you need, so you pray for it. And you might not get it right away, and you might go through some tougher stuff and take a different route than you were thinking. But then when it does happen, there comes that moment when you're able to look back from that moment back and piece it all together, kind of, you know, like, yeah, this is supposed to happen this way. You don't. Yes, this is the better way. I don't see that better way right now, but so come on, God, make that better way happen. Oh my goodness gracious! It's good to laugh though. Doing some crying the last couple days on and off. Oh, and this morning on the way to church. That'll be in the video. Much as I'd like to hide that, you know, not show my sadness. I want this channel to be real. So you're gonna get to see me cry. Well, actually, you've already seen me cry. I was gonna say you're gonna get to it, but that's right. That clip will be in front of this clip, so you've already seen me crying. Hope you're not calling me a crybaby or anything. That wouldn't be very nice.
1,000 feet at the traffic circle. Take the first exit on West Broadway Avenue.
And no one should never pick on anybody for crying about anything. Whether they're crying because they're sad, or crying because they're happy, or crying because they're hurt, or crying because they're lost, or whatever they're crying about. And it's, dude, I just think that, you know, it's okay for us to have emotions, feel all these different things. I know an older generation, like my dad's generation or my grandpa, you know, especially for men, you know, crying was kind of shunned on or whatever, you know, quit your crying, or I'll give you something to cry about. You know, I guess I'd more of a explaining things kind of guy. You know, kids crying or that. I mean, I understand anybody crying for whatever reasons, but as we get older, we learn that some of the things we cried about, we didn't need to cry about, but that's part of the learning process. You know, kids crying about because they didn't get a toy that they wanted or something, or, you know, a lot of reasons that we haven't learned that it wasn't something to really cry over, you know. But if that's how your heart felt at the time, it's natural.
1,000 feet. Use the second from the left lane to turn left onto 12th Street
So
Southwest.
I don't see nothing wrong with crying, really. I know it can be intense, especially for parents when they're in a public setting and your child has a tantrum and starts crying about something. I did it to my mom. There's times I did it to my mom on purpose, trying to use it as a ploy to get a toy, and I got a good smacking for that. Because she was on to me. do this area?
Not yet, I'm just filling this real quick.
Okay, because I can go around and wait.
So you can get fuel first. You come first. Customers come first. Where did you just come from?
Church.
I was like, oh, that's right. It's Sunday.
I needed it, boy. I needed that boost.
I get it.
Oh, I forgot I was recording there. See Tony there, and that's where I lost track that I was on camera. And seeing if he's getting ready to salt. And I didn't want to block the area he was going to salt and be in the way. But he said customers come first. How nice of him. So, I'll shut that off. And we'll see you in a little bit.